Okay, we are live. Hello, hello, ladies. Hello and welcome. Let me know you're here. And we have an amazing topic. I love looking at kind of digging deep or looking under the hood. So welcome, welcome. Hope you're having an amazing day. Hope you are amazing. Well, you are amazing. If you're not amazing, hope you can shift into your amazingness. Hello, Melida. Because the truth is you are amazing, and you've given we've been talking about a lot of tools how to really access and connect to our amazingness. So we're going to dive in. Please let me know you're here. Say hello, hello, hello. Great to be connecting once again. So I'm diving right in. So today's topic is how to amp up your self-worth and your wealth by examining our tolerations. Ooh, it's a juicy one, our tolerations. So here's the truth, and would you not agree? We all have an internal set point where we put our self-worth, right? It's a set point. Hello, Gwen. Hello, Melita. So we have this set point that we've created unconsciously for ourselves, and it's how we feel about ourselves, and it's how we view ourselves, where we put our worth. And when we put that out in the world, whether it's conscious or unconscious, we're met with it back in terms of wealth, right? Wealth in different areas. So we say we want something, whether that is better health, better relationships, more clients, more money in the bank, maybe it's a home reno, whatever it might be. We say we want to put it out there and we want something. And then sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. So when we don't get what we want, often we're blocking ourselves, whether we realize it or not, we're blocking ourselves. And one of the biggest ways we can see how this shows up in our outer world is our tolerations. So to get what we want, we must look at and understand our tolerations. And it's probably something you've already kind of aware of, but it's like, okay, let's really look at this. Let's examine our tolerations. So, and it's less about the actual toleration than the energy, the block behind the toleration, right? So let's go into that. If you're with me, let me know you're with me, right? Because we're looking at these tolerations, right? We're putting up with these, and it kind of says something about ourselves, right? But it's not so much about the toleration itself. Let's just say you've got a messy carport or a messy storage room. It's not so much about the messiness. It's about like what we're actually putting up with, right? Hello, Kelly. So let me know if you're with me there, right? It's not so much about the toleration, but it's the energy behind the toleration that we're putting up with. So because that energy, that energy, the block behind the toleration makes a statement about ourselves, about our worth, right? So if you are just joining us, hello, hello. We're talking about how to amp up your self-worth and your wealth by looking at your tolerations, examining your tolerations. So here's the exercise. Get out your pen, get out your paper. Please make a list of what you are tolerating. So you can go through different areas of your life, whether that is business, career, health, relationships, finances, maybe recreation, fun, hobbies, finances. Did I say that? Money. So let me know. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So write a list. Go for it. So 12, at least 12, and then on your own you can add more to that. So for now we're going to do the dirty dozen again. We did the dirty dozen with forbidden words. So the dirty dozen. So the 12, at least 12 things you're tolerating. So just think about like different areas of your life as you're going through this. So for me, I'll just share one of my tolerations is, and you guys keep going, I'm just going to talk, hopefully you can listen and write at the same time, but I guess the secret's out. I'm a little bit anal. I like my house tidy. I like my house organized, but upstairs in my bedroom, I've got these hooks outside my closet. And sometimes I'll just I'll hang things on my hooks outside my closet. And there's like a pile of stuff, not a pile like the pile is like hung up. So it's like probably like 15 different things hung up on a hanger, but they're kind of like sticking out from the wall, right? So the rest of my room is tidy and organized though. But this is something I've just been tolerating. I keep going, oh yeah, well, I've got to get these items You're probably thinking, well, what's the big deal? Just put them in your closet. But for me to do that, I've got to actually go through my closets before I put these 15 items or so in my closet. So I'm just tolerating it. It's probably not that big of a deal, but I'm tolerating it, right? And so look at every area of your life. You know, a home can be a big one because it's something we see, well, all of them, we usually see them, but it's very tangible. It's in our face, right? So if you have one, go ahead and share them, because sometimes it'll, you know, stir us on in terms of like, oh yeah, that's something that I don't do, or I need to look at. So write down, hopefully you've got, let me know if you've got 12. And it can be little things like, you know, not picking up the phone to follow up with people. It can be as simple as a little small home repair that you've got to fix. Could be something to do with your vehicle, right? So write down, share some little tidbits. What's a toleration you're putting up with? Maybe it's someone in your life that's a little bit toxic, right? And you're continuing to keep up the conversation and keep the relationship when it's really not maybe in your highest good. Or maybe you need to have a courageous conversation with them. So what's something you're tolerating? At least one. Share that with me. And people's jealousy. Oh, that's a good one. So you're tolerating that. Yeah. So okay, we're gonna peel that back. So and the rest of you share at least one toleration, because it might help each other out. So the truth is, we'll continue to get what we tolerate. Right? We'll continue to get what we believe we're worth, right? So we need to not just oh yeah, name the tolerations. We've got to examine the tolerations. So let's use one. I know a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you are self-employed. So let's just use career in general. We say we want, say, a new income. And by the way, if you're just joining us, please just let me know you're here. Say hello. We're talking about how to amp up our self-worth and our wealth by looking at our tolerations. So we just did an exercise where we went through and listed at least 12, the dirty dozen, 12 tolerations in our lives that we're putting up with. So yeah, we're always going to get what we're tolerating. So if we say, let's use the example of career, if we want to hit a new income goal, or we want new clients, or maybe a promotion, what is that? Maybe we're just that next level for you. Let's just say that we're going to call it more clients, right? But we know one of the tolerations we're putting up with, we're not following up. We're not making the calls. We're not booking the time to actually do what we need to do. That's a toleration, right? A courageous conversation with my kids. Ooh, that's a good one too. So it's a toleration. Let's just say you have, like I've got hardwood floors here. Let's just say I had some area that needed to be fixed, and every time I walked over it, I got a sliver. Maybe not every time, but I kept catching my foot and getting slivers in my feet, right? So, but I don't do anything about it. That's a toleration. So we want to look at that and go, okay, how can I turn that around? So we actually shift the energy. So we could all say, well, just stop doing that, right? Like fix it, or have the conversation, or stop doing that, or whatever it is, right? If it was that easy, we'd all, have done that. So I'm all about how to shift things is the internal activity and the external activity. Hello, Esther. So it's the internal activity and the external activity, or the internal action and the outer action. So at the core, who we are is already worthy, right? Now it's easy to say that and go, yeah, I've heard that before, but it's a practice. So it's like at the core, we are fully worthy. We're fully wealthy. We're complete. We're whole. We're abundant. We're an extension of source. It's the natural state of who we are, right? So it's about going back and remembering this. I know some of you have done this practice with me before, and I've seen the shift, but it isn't an overnight thing if you haven't been practicing this. So it's about connecting back to your truth, connecting back and getting still, getting quiet, right? Stop being the human doer, do, go, right? Being the human being, be sometimes, just be. So whether that's a meditation, journaling, getting quiet, getting still, contemplating, spending time in nature, just, getting quiet and getting still, so you can go, oh, you can feel into that, right? It might not happen overnight, but over time, when you continually connect back, you'll feel that the volume is going up, and your truth and your worth, because you're connecting back to your truth. You're going to feel more worthy. And then the volume, the loudness about these lies that I'm not worthy, I'm not wealthy, it's going to turn down, right? So it's a practice. So it's a baby step. It's just like, are you going to take that first step? So the outer action is that you take that energy, right? If you just pretend you just came out of, spending an afternoon at the beach and just like journaling and just, totally soaking in that, you're going to feel that like, you know what, like, yeah, I'm worth this, right? Maybe you listen to some inspiring podcasts. Maybe you do a meditation. Maybe you hang out with people who believe in you, your cheerleaders, and you take that energy that, yeah, darn it, I am worth this. You take that energy and put that, and you take inspired action with that, and you start picking away at your tolerations. That's the outer action, right? So if you're not making the calls that you know that you're tolerating, you need to do, you take that worthy energy, that worthy image, that worthy feeling, and you take that inspired action and you make the calls with that energy, right? And that's how you slowly let go of the toleration. Is it going to happen overnight? It could, but it's a practice. But this builds evidence. You want to build evidence. New evidence is going to create new belief, and that gains momentum. It's like anything. When you start something, it's probably the hardest thing. It's like, oh, I've got to start this new, gym routine and eating healthy. It's like, oh, recipes, grocery shopping, meal prep, get a gym membership. I got to get new leggings, tights, and it's just a lot to start. But then when you get going, it's like, oh, the momentum starts going. But it's taking that first step. So looking at your tolerations is a very, very powerful exercise. Because you always do what you've always done. You always get what you've always got, right? So, Doreen, having troubles with my volume video, so we'll have to catch up. Oh, no worries. I thought you were talking about the volume I was talking about here. I was talking about, wherever we are in our volume in terms of like our worth and our wealth, or worth and our wealth, right? Our truth that we are this. And then the part of us that doesn't believe so much in ourselves, that we tolerate things, right? So we want to amp up the volume in our wealth and worth and let go of the block and the energy behind those tolerations, right? But it's a practice. So what are you willing to commit to? Here's where the rubber meets the road. Because you guys know I'm talking, obviously this is a little bit more of a one way. I mean, I'm loving the feedback, but what are you willing to commit to? What's one toleration you're willing to let go of right away? And I would love, if you're not willing to commit, then don't put it in there. But just, this is big, you guys. Like, this is where the rubber meets the road. If you took one action from every Facebook Live and put it into practice, your life would change. And most of us, like, we got the information, we got the intellect, we've got the conceptual idea. But will you actually take that one toleration? So I want to see some tolerations in there that you're willing to go, yeah, you know what? Done with this. I'm going to have the conversation. I'm going to hang up those 15 items and get them in my closet by, getting rid of some clothes or rearranging or giving some to Salvation Army or charity or whatever, right? What's something that you're willing to commit to in terms of your toleration? Who is brave? Who's brave enough? Don't worry, I won't name names. I won't be coming knocking at your door, but I do like the interaction and the up-leveling. So again, connect back, do the inner practice, connect to your worth, connect to your wealth. And the more you feel that building within you, you're going to be more inspired to take the outer action and pick away the tolerations. You can still just pick away the tolerations, but it's going to be easier when you have that belief and that you're building the evidence and the momentum's moving, right? So, hope this helped. You will over time notice that shift, right? And increasing your self-worth. So again, put this into practice. You can even come back 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, and I read the comments here if you tag me. Because again, it's all about putting into action. So just want to let you know, a few of you have asked about the workshop that I just had and could not make it. First of all, for those that were there, I know a handful of you here were at the workshop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. I think we had 12 or 13 of us. And amazing, amazing rock star women. I mean, everyone's a rock star woman, but we've got that coming back. so much weight on other people's opinion. Yeah. So Kelly, you don't want to put so much weight on other people's opinion. So yeah, get back. Someone actually mentioned this in the Facebook Live or a comment on a post I did the other day. But about staying in your own lane, right? So I don't want to put weight on other people's opinions. No, we don't want to put weight on other people's opinions. You know, the statement, your opinion of me is none of my business, right? It doesn't matter what other people think. You just keep doing you. You just keep doing you. It doesn't mean you don't have to address something. If someone's being, you know, really outright rude and disrespectful and you need to have that conversation, you have the conversation, but you stay in your own lane. Your opinion of me is none of my business. I'm doing me. I'm doing the best me I can possibly have. But it doesn't mean we don't have those courageous conversations. Hope that helps. Gwendolyn, love that workshop. Yay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and you're more than welcome to repeat the workshop. So yeah, it's a one-day workshop. It's a fun workshop. I'm going to tweak it ever so slightly, but there's teaching, there's breakout rooms. I'm going to add some more breakout rooms this time. I give breaks, time to really integrate, because as you know, I'm all about the integration. But I get really excited about this topic, not even just excited, but I get really passionate because we're not taught this. And it's crazy we're not taught this in school or some form of education, because what I really believe I'm teaching, and I'm no, you know, perfect person with this, I'm still learning, but it's about learning how to think according to truth. Think in certain ways so we can consciously create what we want in our lives, in our business, in our relationships, in our health. Because we don't think according to truth. We think according to what we can only see, smell, taste, touch, hear, like smell, like our five senses. That's what we're so accustomed to. We're not really using our higher faculties. We're also not thinking according to universal laws. And I get really passionate about that because it's so obvious when you start seeing things like, oh, well, that's just a law. So I'm super passionate about that. I'm teaching us all how to think more according to our truth. So there's 5 sections. One is activate your burning desire, which is all about what you are here to do. If we're not doing this, how can we be fully fulfilled? So that's one area. The next one is discovering your energy around your wealth energy archetype. It's specific ways that we block ourselves and then how we can unblock ourselves. Then we look at alignment, which is, my goodness, this is so important. I'd say it's the number one thing. Sorry, this is alignment. If we're not aligned, everything consciously creating is going to be hard. It's going to be hard to manifest if we're not in alignment with who we are. Then we go into the laws. I'm going to focus mostly on the law of vibration because that accelerates. That's 5. No, that's 4. The universal law of vibration. So that accelerates your ability to manifest. And then 5, thank you, Melita. It was great having you there as well. Creating your vibrational wealth goals. This is the missing piece. The vibrational piece is the missing piece when people create goals or intentions or manifestations. They might be thinking about the vibration, but they're actually putting that into practice. So I'm going to actually be expanding on that last piece and actually putting that, we're going to do it together as a group, doing the vibrational wealth piece and going into the vibration of what you truly want. So I'll put the link in. I'm not going to go into any more details. Happy to answer any questions, but we've got a Facebook community that you get to network, support, some really cool accountability there. Also get 11-page workbook that you can use afterwards. It's regular $194. It's on for $97 right now. The date is Saturday, May 29th, 10 to 4. Feels like a long day, but it went by. Would you guys not agree? It went by really fast. So I'll put the link in the comments. Happy to answer any questions. Would love to have you there. I'm just starting promotion right now. I'm just putting it out on Facebook, the Facebook event. So anyone have any questions? Let me know. Other than that, you guys are awesome. Love you to bits. Have a great day. Bye-bye.